Hello, fellow drinkers at the Jolly Heretic. Resident Poet here, and a hello again to those of us joining from History Debunked. Now, unfortunately, Ed was unable to open the Jolly Heretic last night and give us a wonderful live stream. He was speaking at a conference in the Tallinn area. However, I've written a poem about that. Ed's making a speech in Estonia, an antidote to catatonia. A man so refined, he will bring to mind Alexander of Macedonia. But despite not doing a live stream last night, he did manage to make a video at Oulu Airport anyway on the subject of the former Finnish Prime Minister. The former PM, known as Sanna, got fed up with her husband's manner. So his hand was forced and they got divorced. She ended up looking a spanner. So yes, I think it's fair to say she didn't come out of that smelling of roses. And the other day, Ed released a video where he informed us of the sort of people who are going into teaching these days, and it seems like their reasoning behind this might be slightly suspect. Teaching should be a vocation. Done well, it attracts admiration. But this video tells of those ne'er-do-wells attracted by 4 months' vacation. Earlier in the week, Ed produced a video on embryo selection and whether this would reduce the civilizational decline in any way. We learn here of IQ selection, a topic that repays reflection. Done in the right way, in Byzantium, say, we might reach a state of perfection. But of course, who can say? And last week, Ed had 1 or 2 issues with the stream on Odyssey, also known as the public part of the Jolly Heretic. However, all was eventually resolved, but there were 1 or 2 moments of temper. To Odyssey in tone stentorian, Ed appeared valedictorian. But hang on a sec, it's just Blumatech, or perhaps he's just plain old Victorian. Now, I'm sure many of you, or indeed all of you, would have watched the coronation of King Charles III at the weekend. And this attracted some controversy because one of the commentators on ITV, when she saw the royal family on the balcony of Buckingham Palace, described them as terribly white. Is this woman feeling all right? The balcony's terribly white. She bemoans the lack of characters black. I'm thinking she's not very bright. And I'm sure people will have a view on that one way or the other. Now, I've been neglecting history debunked quite a lot over the last few weeks, so I feel it's only my duty to do a few poems on the output of Simon's channel. Now, the other day, he produced a video on female doctors and lawyers and how that in times past, they left their jobs when they started families, although things are slightly different these days. If you're facing a tough legal issue or you've infected scar tissue, you need some stability and not femininity. We face now a modernist ballyhoo. And then, after that, Simon produced a video on the subject of lynching in the United States. In the past, now and then, there was lynching, pursued in a manner unflinching. Across every case, not governed by race, I hope that this argument's clinching. And then not long afterwards, he produced a video about the disappearance of cash and the ramifications of that on society. How will we cope without cash? Soon it'll go in a flash. It's taken as read that accessing bread will be tough if your manner is rash. So, food for thought there from Simon over the last few weeks. Now it's time for today's funny story. So, there was once a very, very rich man who unfortunately died. He had 3 sons, 1 a doctor, 1 a lawyer, and 1 a priest, and he left everything to them. One condition, however, was that they show their gratitude to him by leaving £10,000 each in his coffin. So, after the funeral, at the wake, the 3 brothers chat. The priest says, well, you know, brothers, I've got to tell you the truth. I couldn't help thinking of all the good I could do in my parish with that £10,000. So instead of the money, I put a load of rolled up newspaper in the coffin instead. And then the doctor said, well, I'm glad you said that. I'm very similar. I couldn't help thinking of all the good my hospital could do with that £10,000. So I just put in a load of newspaper instead, exactly the same as you. And the lawyer turns around to both of them and says, I'm ashamed of you both. How could you? It was Dad's last request. That was a terrible thing you both did. And the priest turns to him and says, so you put the money in then, did you? And the lawyer says, yeah, I wrote a cheque. So that was today's funny story. So that was just a roundup from me today of the Jolly Heretics output and that of History Debunked. If you did enjoy it, please do like and subscribe. And thank you very much for watching, and hopefully we'll see each other very soon. Goodbye.